Hi, I'm Conrad. I'm one of the co-founders of MapPaint, and I've been working recently on putting together a library of our skies. So this is just a quick demonstration of how to run the file, what's in it, and how to use it, and how to find the higher resolution images. So when you download the file that we'll have linked, um, you'll unzip it and you'll find these multiple folders. If you're on Windows, you can just run this file here. If you're on a Mac or Linux, you have the install files there. There's an instruction text file here, which has just general information about how to install it or run it on different machines. And if you want to download the latest version, you can find the link here to the PureRef site, and you can also go and support the guys and the awesome work that they're doing. Just a note about the file, because it is so big, it does take up a lot of RAM, so probably best not to leave it open. Once you're done with it, you can close it. So a preview of what's in the file is here, and these are currently, as of recording, this is most of the images. It actually does truncate across the bottom here. There's some instructions here on the left on how to use the file, and we're just going to jump straight in. So if I run the PureRef file, mine will automatically load, but let's see if I can just quickly cancel that. Yeah, so yours will by default look like this. You press Control L and then just find the Sky Backplate library file here and load it. And this is going to take a couple of seconds to load. There are a lot of images. All right, so then from here, normal navigation tips from PureRef is middle mouse click to pan around, zoom with your scroll wheel. And if you want to make it full screen, you can resize it with the corners, or you can press Control F to maximize it. If you're not familiar with PureRef, then I have put the most useful tips on the left here. You can export all of these images if you want to. If you don't want to use PureRef, you can just select them all and Control-Shift-I to export them to your hard drive. So there's a little bit of information about the file. Basically, all of these images are generated from our 360-degree HDRIs, which I'll show you those in a minute. We render 4 different views for each frame that we have. So we basically map it to 120-degree field of view. So there's a bit of overlap in each shot, and then we render like every 90 degrees as a projection. So that allows you, if we take an example, let's find an easy one to track, like here. So we have view 1 is -1. So this is frame 1005, so frame 5. View 1, view 2, view 3, and view 4. So that's rotating around the image. So to bring an image into Photoshop, you can select multiple images or just one image. You can go Control C, and then we'll just go over to Photoshop and paste it into Photoshop. We've put the watermarks here only so that you can find the image later on, because by default, if you copy and paste it into Photoshop, the layer name is just going to say layer 1 or whatever layer you're up to. So this is the sequence that it's from. This is the file name of this particular file, and you can break this down, and it's shown here on the left, the breakdown of the naming convention. If you want to find this on the MapPaint gallery, just go to the gallery and punch in. So we'll go HDRI S005 X39-1. All right, so that will load up the image, and here you can find the image at up to 16,000 pixels wide. You can also find this entire library here in this category here. So you can come to this area, go to sequence 5, and you can find all of that sequence 5 in here. The best way to find a particular frame, though, is to search it, because these are not necessarily in chronological order. And as I said at the start, all of these skies are generated from our HDRIs. So if you want to find the frame that the HDRI relates to, just come over to our HDRIs. We'll go to sequence 5 here, and then we'll just run through to one of these late frames here. We can see X35, 1035. We can use the arrow keys to go to 1039, and we can see now this is the full 360 that those 4 frames relate to, and we can purchase this at up to 50,000 pixels wide. So that's really handy if you're working in a 2D and 3D workflow. You can get both the concept and map painting backgrounds done as well as the 3D lighting done. So the last thing I want to cover here is when you're working with these skies, they are ordered in terms of frame number and then the view. So if you're looking for a particular sky, let's say this one here, we find that this one's actually quite good. We want to find some variations to this. So we've got 1049-1. What we want to find is 1050-1, which is this one here, and we can select that one. And we'll also go to 1048-1, which is this one here. And we can copy and paste all three of these into our Photoshop document. So this allows you, I'd probably actually just do this individually. So let's just get rid of that, paste that, paste that, paste that. So now we have 3 frames, and you can see here how you get a bit of that passage of time. And this really allows you to control exactly what frames you want to use or what parts of the frame. If you don't like this particular cloud here or this one here, we can blend 2 of these frames together really, really easily. So you can see how quickly I was able to just blend these 2 frames together. And with a little bit of cleanup in the mask, we'd be able to make that work through there. So that's it for this demo. Feel free to share this with anyone that you think would find it useful. All of the images that are in here are completely free to use. There's no strings attached. And we will also be updating this file regularly, probably twice a month, I would say, going forwards. At the moment, the only official place to get an update is through our Discord server, but bookmark the Google Drive link for now as well, because that we will add the new versions to that as well. And eventually we'll have a dedicated link on the MapPaint site. Okay, that's it. If you have any feedback or comments, we'd love to hear them.